hope you guys are doing okay. Before we begin with this video, I'd like you to notice if your shoulders are hunched or raised. You can lower them now. If your tongue is pressing against the roof of your mouth, you are safe to lower it. And if there's any tension in your body, I will help you to relieve that tension in today's video. I would like to remind you to let go of any tension that you might be carrying, but I also don't want to set any rules or expectations, because if you struggle to let go of tension or stress, that is also okay. Everything is okay. There are no rules, just time to slow down and relax. For today's video, I wanted to share with you a book about dreams. A book about dreams. This is what the front cover looks like. It's quite a dreamy cover with a fish, a cloud, I believe, what looks like a lighthouse or some sort of building, and someone sleeping with a cushion, someone sleeping with a cushion. This is called The Secret Language of Dreams, a visual key to dreams and their meanings, by David Fontana. I've never read this book before, but it's been in my room for a while. I'm just noticing something now, that one of my shelves hasn't been organized, so I'm actually just going to organize that now. That just looks a little bit neater now. Sorry about that. I'm choosing to keep all of this in because I like these videos to feel natural and real. Okay, let's open to the first page. I'm going to read the blurb to you. The blurb says, "Sorry if there's any box noises." That's not what the blurb says, that's what I say. the microphone is sat on a box, so occasionally I knock it. I'll just come a little bit closer to you guys. Okay. In The Secret Language of Dreams, Dr. David Fontana helps us to understand our dreams by tracing their hidden mechanisms. His explorations of the dream world draw upon his many years of leading dream workshops, on his detailed files of case notes, and on the theories of Freud, Jung, and other dream analysts. While recognizing the universal validity of archetypes, he emphasizes the extent to which our dreams are shaped by our individual character and experiences. By attending to the coded messages transmitted to us in our sleep and understanding the ways in which dream symbols interact with each other in mysterious but meaningful sequences, we open up for ourselves a vital path to self-discovery and ultimately self-enrichment. Okay, that's a little bit of a description of what to expect in this book. Okay, let's see how this book begins. There's a quote here. Dreams are a conversation with oneself, a dialogue of symbols and images that takes place between the unconscious and conscious levels of the mind. That's the image. That's the image. That's the image. That's the image right there. Of two people. One is dressed in orange, the other in blue. Orange and blue, orange and blue, orange and blue. Sorry for the transition there. I was just speaking to someone, but now we can return to the video. I've just had a little glance at how this book works so that I can better explain it to you, and it's really interesting because it categorizes different dreams into themes. Dreams into themes, dreams into themes, dreams into themes, dreams into themes. So, for example, one of the themes is symbols. The examples are the body, birth and resurrection, nudity and clothing, other people, health, bodily functions and mortality. Another category of themes is activities and states of being, which might include captivity and freedom, climbing and falling, flying, travel and motion, eating and food. That's really interesting. Eating and food. I'm not sure if I've had any dreams that involve food. Actually, I have. I did have a dream once with cheese in it, which was interesting, but other than that, I can't remember having food in my dream. There's transactions category, which includes things like giving and receiving, letters and packages, communication, rules and regulations, environments as well, so dreams that take place at home, occupations, houses and buildings, objects at school, theatres and the circus, towns and cities, the elements and seasons, and animals. That's really interesting. There's more categories than the ones that I've just read to you, but that serves as a good way to explain how this book works. My radiator just turned on. Sorry if you can hear that. I kind of find it relaxing. The white noise, or brown noise, whatever the name for that noise is. I'm also very aware when I switch from whispering to softly speaking, my voice seems to be much higher pitched and posh. That's something that I have noticed. I don't know why that is, but I hope that it is relaxing and okay for you. Okay. This book is really interesting, so I might read it in parts, but to make this video shorter and not too long, I will focus on a specific theme or symbol using my dream from 2 nights ago as an example. This is very random, but I had a dream that I think I was supposed to be on stage, or there was something that I needed to do, but my tooth fell out. I know that dreams where people's teeth fall out is a very common dream, but this was not my teeth falling out. It was just one tooth had fallen out because my back teeth were pushing my teeth, and I was worried about the gap in my teeth and the fact that I needed to go on stage to do something, but I was having this dilemma where I was trying to clean up the situation that was happening with my mouth. I don't think there's a super deep meaning to this one. I think I dreamt about this because I had toothache. It's a bit of a random word to repeat. Yeah, I think my wisdom teeth are coming through. So I think that's why I dreamt about that, because I was thinking about it. But the dream got a little bit more complex because when this tooth situation happened, I left the room where I was, which I think was maybe a big hall or something, a wide open space. And then I went into what you would call a green room, where people rest and relax before they go on stage. And in this green room were members of a K-pop group. Sorry, this is so random. Members of a K-pop group were chilling about in this green space, and those guys were asking me if I was okay. I think in my dream I was part of their group, and I'm assuming that I dreamt about this because I was watching the Brit Awards recently, and there was a performance from I guess a sort of K-pop group, or the people who did the voice acting for the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters. They performed at the Brit Awards, so I think that's why I had a dream, but it was a male K-pop group, not a female K-pop group. Which, yeah, if it was a female K-pop group, I guess that would give me more stuff to analyze. Yeah. So they were just checking up on me, making sure that I was alright, like, are you okay? What's happened to your tooth? I'm grateful that they were being nice to me, rather than rude. I guess that's a good thing. And then shortly after this part of the dream, two of the members of this K-pop group were running around, and they seemed a bit stressed, or other people seemed stressed, but one of them wasn't. And this was because one of the members, or two of the members, had revealed that I'm really trying not to laugh. Basically did a coming out. So one of the guys revealed that he was gay, and I don't know if two of the members were in a relationship or if it was just the coming out, but it was kind of like one of the guys really wanted to let that information be free, but then I guess the company were stressing out about it. And yeah, it was just kind of like people running around, but people feeling happy that they had spoken openly about something. To be honest, I don't know if I was dreaming or starting to wake up at this point. I think, again, one of the reasons why I dreamt about this was because recently I watched a video of a celebrity. There was a lot of drama going around about a specific celebrity who openly spoke about things on live stream, and then that live stream was taken down. I guess because the company, that celebrity was working for didn't want the live stream to be out, so I think that might be part of the reason why I dreamt about that. Yeah, so I can logically see where those dreams came from, but I do notice that there can be repeating symbols in dreams sometimes. And this is what makes this book really interesting. So, if I were to use that dream as an example to see what it might mean, I think I would choose the section on the body because of the teeth or tooth situation. I would probably look at the section that is about other people, because there were other people in my dream, and I have noticed that my dreams often include other people. I'm very rarely alone in my dreams, and when I wake up, the main thing that I remember or focus on is the other people who were in my dream and our interactions. So I'd really like to read that section, and I think I will leave it there. But if you are also really interested in this type of book, then I will read more of it to you guys. Okay, let's go to the body. The body, which is page 86, 86, 86. The body, page 86, 86. Let's see. Where's page 86? 36, 45, 48, 78. I've forgotten the page number. 86, okay, 86, 78, 90. Let's go back a bit. Symbol. 86, 86, 86, 82, 82, 82. Where is 86? 90. Okay. 86, 86, 86. 86, 86, 86, 86. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this box on the microphone so that I can hold the book up this way. The microphone might cover the book at times, but it's okay because I will read to you what it says. Don't worry if you can't see it. I will read it to you. I will read it to you. Okay. The body. There are two pictures here. One of them is someone upside down. The other, I believe, is a doctor. And this is a bit of a weird one, so I'm not going to show you it in detail, but it has different body parts in different squares. You can see the ear there. Okay. The body. Let me just grab the paper. Okay. In ancient Egyptian, Greek, and Roman, and medieval European culture, the body was used as a metaphor for the spiritual world. This view is reflected in the maxim coined by the philosopher god Hermes Trismegistos. I might have pronounced that wrong, but that's okay. As above, so below. This is really interesting because I've not seen that phrase often. The only other time I've seen that phrase, as above, so below, was when I did a tarot card reading at the start of this year. I'm just finding it interesting that I'm seeing this phrase now again. For those who are interested in tarot, it was I think it's called the Magician card, as above, so below, and this is, as a beginner of tarot, it's one of the cards that I have struggled to understand the most because it came up in my reading, and I've been thinking a lot about it and what it means for me, and I just find it really interesting that that is repeating that phrase, as above, so below, as above, so below, as above, so below. Okay. Dreams also may link the body to the spiritual realm. The bodily condition of the dreamer or of other characters in dreams may reflect traits in the dreamer's psyche or levels of psychological or spiritual progress. Dreams make use of bodily symbols because these are images readily understood by the conscious mind, and because dream language, like waking language, draws many of its metaphors from material close to hand. Expressions such as the foot of a hill, a yawning chasm, or the arm of the law relate the body to the outer world in the same way that a dream may use the symbol of the eyes to relate it to the inner world of the soul, or use the metaphor of physical strength to denote the inner world of moral resolve. Let me just log into my computer. Just so I can make sure that the audio is recording. Okay. The dreaming mind is not restricted by the conventions and laws of waking language, however, and can be extremely creative with its body metaphors. When we are asleep, our waking feelings of physical modesty and propriety are usually held in suspension, and our dreams may thus feel free to use symbolic images that would normally be disturbing to the conscious mind. For example, in addition to erotic images, the dream may show the inside of a human stomach, or show the intestines to symbolize guts or courage. That's interesting. And it may use the relationship between the body and the outside world in a symbolic way, taking hand washing, for example. Hand washing. For example, to indicate either the denial of responsibility or purification, or alternatively to signify guilt or immortality, which the dreamer may or may not be able to wash away. That is so fascinating. Dreaming about washing your hands, meaning that you feel like you can't wash away something that makes you guilty. Or responsibility, the denial of responsibility. That's so interesting. Okay. Dreams may also allude to the body as a warning to attend to health problems, or as a way to express feelings about diet or exercise. For early dream workers, dreams of the body could reveal the future. Artemidorus, AD 170, wrote that for a man to dream that he is clean-shaven can indicate sudden shame and problems. Interesting. I don't think I've had any dreams that involve shaving, but that might be because I don't really grow facial hair. It's really annoying. I always grow patches of facial hair, but never enough to have good looking stubble, so I'm always having to shave it so I don't look like a teenage boy. Sorry for that tangent. But yeah, so that can represent sudden shame and problems. If you dream about being clean shaven, maybe, possibly. While Thomas Tyron, a 19th century English dream interpreter, insisted that to dream that one's belly is larger than usual foretells an increase in family or property, while seeing one's back in a dream predicts bad luck, or perhaps more obviously the coming of old age. This is really fascinating. I've had this book for a while, but just never picked it up, so I'm really glad to be reading it with you guys. Okay, so we've got some quick bits of information here. Some quick bits of information. Quick bits. We've got hair. If you dream about hair. In dreams, hair often symbolizes vanity. Conversely, the ritual act of shaving the head indicates a renunciation of worldly ways. Early dream interpreters suggested that to dream of going bald predicts an imminent loss of the heart. A strong beard can stand for vitality, while a white one can signify age or wisdom. Age or wisdom, age or wisdom. A white beard means age or wisdom. Bones. Bones can represent the essence of things. Being stripped or cut to the bone may signify a sudden insight, but also sometimes a deep attack on the dreamer's personality. Broken bones may suggest fundamental weaknesses. Eyes. Eyes are symbolic windows into the soul and clues to the dreamer's state of spiritual health. Bright eyes suggest a healthy inner life. Nice. I don't know why I felt possessed to say the word nice. I just find this quite interesting. Okay, heart. The heart carries archetypal significance as the center of emotional life, and in particular as the symbol of love. Blood can connote the pulsing life force. Spilled blood is sacrifice and loss. Mouth. Not to leave you in suspense, but before I read to you what dreaming about the mouth means, which is most relevant to the dream that I shared with you earlier, I'd like you to remember, if your tongue, you know what I'm going to say, if your tongue is pressing against the roof of your mouth, drop it. If your shoulders are raised again, drop them. It's safe for you to drop them now. Okay. And also take a deep breath in and breathe out. Very good. Okay. Now let's see what the mouth in dreams means. For Freud, dreams about mouths may represent fixation in an early stage of psychosexual development, marked by immature characteristics such as gullibility or verbal aggression. Okay, I'm trying to understand what that means for my dream, but there is a section underneath that says teeth, and I think teeth is probably more relevant than mouth for my dream. So let's move on to teeth. Let's move on to teeth. Artemidorus interpreted the mouth as the home, with the teeth on the right side its male inhabitants, and those on the left side its female. If it's in the middle, does that make it non-binary? Teeth falling out and broken and so on are the focus of many anxiety dreams. Anxiety dreams. Okay. The next section is about a different set of themes, but if I was interested in anxiety dreams, there is a separate section on anxiety. This is quite interesting because the situation that happened with my teeth in this dream was on my right side, which is apparently related to male inhabitants. Don't know what that means. Oh yes, I forgot to read this image that I showed you earlier of the doctor and the person stood on their head. Has a little description underneath which says left and right. For Jungians, an emphasis upon the right side of the body in dreams often refers to aspects of conscious life, while the left side represents the unconscious. Okay, so conscious. My tooth fell out on the right side, so conscious, which I guess makes sense because everything that I dreamed about were things that I was consciously aware of. I wouldn't say that it was related to the unconscious or things that had gone to the back of my mind. everything that I dreamed about 2 nights ago was things that were at the front of my mind before I went to sleep. Okay. I've just noticed how dark it is. I just went to the toilet, and when I came back, I was like, wow, it's so dark. Okay. I'm just gonna read one more section to you, as promised, which is about other people. So, dreaming about other people in your dream. The orange light on my neck. The orange light on my neck. The orange light on my neck. The orange light on my neck is a light coming from the mute button on my microphone. Just thought I would explain that in case you were wondering. Okay. Whilst I find the page, do you guys prefer whispering or softly spoken videos? There's been a lot of mixed reviews about this. I personally like both. I would say that whispering is one of my favourite ASMR triggers. But recently I've been watching more softly spoken ASMR, and I've been enjoying it. I think I like to switch between the two. When I get bored of one, I move on to the other. Interesting. I'll try to do a mix of both on this channel, but I would be interested in knowing if anyone watching this has a preference. I just find it really funny that my voice goes really posh when I speak softly. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. I think it's because I want to make sure that everything I say is very clear, which makes me have a little bit of an accent. Okay. Other people, 94, yes. I have noticed that there are always other people in my dreams. Always, whether it's celebrities, friends, family. Most of the dream is me thinking about interactions with those people. Okay, 94. 94, 94. Where's page 94? 198. 94. Very interesting images here. Very interesting. Okay. I hope you don't mind that the video is quite dark. I could turn a light on, but I think I'm gonna leave it like this because sometimes when I watch ASMR videos, I wish the video was a little darker so that the brightness of my screen isn't reflecting on my walls. So yeah, I know, because it's quite dark you might not be able to see the words on this page, but again it's okay because I will read the words to you so that you know what it says. We have... That was an interesting noise. we have a picture of a very basic head shape. It's quite translucent. It's quite translucent. And some smaller head shapes with different images overlaid over the top. There is what I believe to be a helmet from what I imagine a knight might wear. There is a statue of a body, a statue of someone's face. Let me just fix the book. Let me fix the book. If I read this book again, remind me to take off the plastic covering. Is this plastic paper? Shiny paper? Okay. Don't worry, you don't have to remind me. I will remind myself so that you don't have to. Because there are no rules. There are no rules during this. The only thing that I ask is that you drop your shoulders. You'll get very tired of me saying that, but it's funny how easily we forget when our body is holding tension. Okay. This one has a face. I do recognize this face. I think it's a famous sculpture. Let me show you. Can you see that? Quite a famous statue, I think. We have the same nose. And the last one is translucent again. Before it gets really dark, let me read these 2 pages to you. Okay. Other people. We meet many other people in our dreams. Some are straightforward representations of people we know, such as lovers or colleagues, who remind us of our particular preoccupations. Others represent, in a more abstract way, particular qualities, wishes, or archetypal themes. Others, again, stand for aspects of the dreamer's own self, such as the condensed economy of dream symbolism that a single character can at times fulfill all 3 functions in the passage of a single dream. That sentence went straight over my head, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there can be some wordy sentences sometimes, but I think I'm gathering it. Okay. Detailed analysis is often required before the exact function of a dream character can be identified. But, as with other areas of dream work, certain general tendencies are apparent. Jung established that a dream companion who appears in various guises in several dreams but is recognized as the same character represents aspects of the dreamer's real self. Okay, so Jung was saying that if there's someone who reappears in several of your dreams and is always recognized as the same person, represents aspects of the dreamer's self, which is interesting because I do think I dream about the same people over and over again. By reflecting in waking life upon the behavior of this character in the various dream circumstances, we are provided with insights not only into the self, but also into how the self may appear to others. That is so fascinating. So, when I mentioned that when the tooth thing happened in my dream, there were celebrities who were part of a K-pop group who I was apparently in. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. They were looking after me. I think the particular celebrity who was looking after me was a recognizable face, someone who exists in the real world, someone called Jimin, who, as some of you may know, is a member of a very famous K-pop group called BTS. This guy called Jimin has been in a few of my dreams, actually. Not in a weird way, just, I don't know. I mean, one of the reasons why he reappears in my dream a lot could just be because I'm a fan. Not gonna lie, I'm a Jimin fanboy. He's got a very large fanboy collection, and I'm proud to say that I am part of that fan base. And it's really interesting that when he was making sure that I was okay, according to this book, that means that that is my personality. So I am someone who makes sure that others are okay. And to be honest, I do relate to that. I try. I don't want to say that it's something that I'm good at or known for, but I would say it's definitely something I try to do. Yeah, so that's a really nice analysis. I'm thinking about whether to switch a light on. I'm just gonna bring a light quickly, slowly. Now, when I tap this mushroom, there's gonna be a bit of light, like so. Oh, and it's blue. This light changes colour. But it can also be warm white. So yeah, if you, watching this, listening to this, have ever had a dream where the same person keeps appearing in your dreams and they behave in a certain way, it might reflect how you see yourself or how other people see you. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, and again, don't take this as fact. If you've had a dream of a repeated person who behaves in ways that you don't like, you don't need to worry if that represents you. This is just some suggestions. Okay, where was I up to? Various dream circumstances, everything that the dreamer would not wish to. Self may appear to others. Okay, I found it. Conversely, Jung maintained that the frequent appearance of a dream character who is everything that the dreamer would not wish to be represents the archetype of the shadow, the hidden, repressed side of the self. However, not everything about the shadow is negative. By recognizing the shadow, we acknowledge our darker aspects, integrating them into consciousness. If we ignore the shadow, on the other hand, our darker nature may appear again and again in our dreams, disguising itself in increasingly destructive forms. That's interesting. Repeated dream characters can also represent things that we repress about ourselves. If I were to analyze my dream as an example, I would say, if you don't know who that celebrity is, Jimin, who is a member of a K-pop boy group, one of the reasons why I'm a fan of him is because of how feminine he is, or how expressive and open he is with his gender. He is both feminine and masculine at the same time. Let me move this light. This light is quite sensitive. There we go, okay. Actually, let me move this. Apologies for the changing colours. Okay. I think I feel very inspired by his relationship to gender and expressing femininity as a man, because this is something that I struggle with. There are times when I show feminine parts of my personality or appearance, and it's something that I've always felt like I need to hide, because I guess I don't want to be viewed as a feminine person, not in a toxic way. I just, as a trans man, a transgender man, I always feel like I'm having to prove my masculinity to people, and I'm always trying to hide aspects of myself which remind me of the feminine person I used to be. So I definitely do repress my feminine side for fear of how it makes people perceive me. So I'm always very inspired by Jimin, because if you see videos or photos of him and the things that he has said, he's just very inspiring with his androgyny, his love of androgyny, his freedom of expression, of femininity and masculinity. So yeah, I can definitely see how the repetition of seeing that celebrity in my dreams might represent something that I'm repressing, but also something that represents the self. Okay. Right, there's just a little bit left of this page. Another archetypal character is the trickster. Page 36. There's more information on the trickster, but for now I'll just read this bit. The trickster sabotages our efforts, but may indirectly assist our development by challenging with paradox and by revealing the absurdity of material pretensions. Lots of big words there. But the trickster challenges our development in a trickster way, but in a helpful way as well. Okay. Giants. In adult dreams, giants may represent recollections of childhood, when all adults towered above the dreamer. For children, they may represent present realities, such as the frightening side of the father. But although dream giants are awe-inspiring, not all of them are unfriendly. Some may symbolize the care and protection that the strong can give to the weak. Big things. I have dreamt about big things in the past. I think I dreamt about being chased by a giant crab once. There's probably some meaning to that. Okay, the shadow, the shadow, the shadow, the shadow. The archetype of the shadow represents all that the dreamer wishes not to be. It is his or her darker side, or their dark side, the opposite of the hero, and symbolizes hidden or repressed aspects of the self. And apparently the shadow can come up as a repeated character in your dreams, but a repeated character can also represent yourself and how other people see you. Maybe, again, it's not fact, it's just this book's interpretation. Okay, I'm just going to read the little pieces of text on this page now. The hero figure. Many of the most enduring fictional characters are popular because they personify universal themes and impulses, and dreams often use these figures as convenient ways of conveying archetypal messages to the dreamer. The Grail Knights, for example, are archetypal heroes, sacrificing themselves in the service of a higher quest, while Don Quixote plays the part of the anti-hero, a wholly innocent who fails to integrate his inner ideals with outer realities. Heroes. Sacrificing oneself in the service of a higher quest. Interesting. Okay. The beautiful young woman. A beautiful young woman frequently symbolizes the anima, the feminine principle in the male psyche. Often she may leave the dreamer determined that he must embark on a quest to meet her again. In reality, an inner motivation to discover the feminine part of himself and so unify the psyche. That's kind of related to what I was just telling you guys about, but instead of dreaming of a woman, I dream of Jimin from a K-pop group. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't mind. I personally don't mind. Jimin is welcome in any dreams. Okay. What am I saying? What am I saying? Okay. Right. The beautiful young man. This might be more relevant. A beautiful young man, often in the form of the hero, typically symbolizes the archetype of the animus, the masculine principle in the female psyche. Interesting. And the last bit of text, the silent witness, which is the transparent head. A person who is present in a dream but refuses or is unable to speak often represents an undeveloped function within the self. Jung saw such a figure as representing an imbalance between emotion and intellect, one overpowering the other to render it speechless or impotent. Very interesting. Yes, okay. The next section is about health. Okay. That's all I'm going to read for this video. I found this book really interesting. If you guys also enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, to subscribe, or to let me know if you'd like me to read more of this book in a future video. I'd love to hear your guys' responses, and I would like to take this time to thank anyone who liked and commented or subscribed from my last video, my first video of ASMaRch, which is a new challenge that I'm setting myself to upload an ASMR video every day in March. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I really appreciate your feedback and your support. Okay. My computer just switched itself off again, which I think is a sign to finish this video here. And if you are interested in having an input in this channel, I would also love to get your feedback on the name for this channel. I'm still undecided between calling it Otter's ASMR because Otter was one of my childhood nicknames, and my other YouTube channel has the word otter in it. I also like the idea of calling this channel Show and Tell ASMR or ASMR Show and Tell. Show and Tell ASMR Show and Tell. Because I like those kind of videos. The third option is the ASMR Rambler, because I love rambling and speaking about anything and everything. I think that would be quite a fun name to have, and Rambler has two meanings. It can mean to ramble, someone who talks a lot, and it can also mean someone who likes to go on long walks for leisure. And I do like going on long walks. Maybe I can incorporate that in another ASMR video. Maybe we can go on a little walk through nature together. That would be cool. So, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on what name you think is best. Otter's ASMR, ASMR Show and Tell, or the ASMR Rambler. A fourth option is the ASMR Yapper, because I do yap a lot, but I feel like the term yapper goes in and out of fashion, so I want something, a word that will be relevant for many years to come. I spend a lot of time trying to find the perfect name for things. So yeah, I'd really appreciate some feedback on that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Again, if your shoulders are raised, you can lower them. If your tongue is pressing against the roof of your mouth, you can lower it. This is a safe space where you can let go of the tension, and everyone is welcome here. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow.